let this presentation developed by Microsoft Copilot. I'll be using Copilot because in the previous presentations I have used the different tool that's called Gamma AI, but here we will be using Copilot. So what we'll be doing, just quickly giving about the topic. So this is the topic for webinar today. We have the agenda. The agenda is simply here. We just have to copy it here. Got it. So we will go here and we'll put it here. And why I'm showing you this, because by the time we are doing this session, somebody else will be in backend preparing my PPT, and that will be Microsoft Copilot. That is also an AI powered tool. So I'll ask him to prepare a presentation on the same, keep the theme Leo, and make it look minimalist. So make it look professional. Since the mic is on, you can ask me anything during this time when I'm doing something. So we just wanted to see how AI really works in our daily tasks. So for this entire presentation, we'll put this chatbot to work on making my own PPT, and then we'll shift to the workspace environment. So the first workspace environment we will be using is Excel. Okay, guys. So the first environment is like Microsoft Excel. This is how it looks like, and this is the very famous Excel layout. You guys have all the tool functionality and the ribbons we have. And I have been using this part from ages. I want to show you guys that this part. Let me show you this. It's a crop image. I have been using this part from ages. This part. But now, since the time Microsoft has integrated Copilot in their workspace along with their Microsoft Excel, the next easy button becomes Copilot for me. So we will be understanding today to all those guys who are using Microsoft Excel from ages that how this integration of Copilot can make your workspace work amazingly interesting way. One of the tasks you can just automate, what tasks you can remove. There's another feature that they have enabled a few weeks ago that's called agent mode, where you can develop an agent, can work autonomously. There will be no manual requirement will be needed. But that is not a part of this session. That you can learn in a separate session of InfosecTrain. That's, I think there are different programs they have. You can contact the salesperson for that, but we have a dedicated training session for that as well. Now, just in case if somebody familiar about this, now let's just look out the second lookout field. This is the second field we'll be looking today, and this is the Google Sheets. This is slightly, if you just compare this, it's a slightly light version because it runs on the cloud, wherein Microsoft Excel is personally preferred by people who just do offline working as well. The Google Sheet also gives option for this, but generally it has a very clean UI and a very simple feature. Again, I would say that I'll be using from ages about these features they have and the hidden features, and also my favorite. That's when you all can click is equal to and put the formulas there. That's all we can do. But after the integration of Gemini, that's the tool which Google uses basically to enable their AI engine. So if I just ask you people, the AI version used by Google is Gemini, which generally runs on Gemini 2.5 Pro. And if you go to Microsoft Excel, their AI enabled feature is called Copilot that runs on Microsoft Excel. That runs on OpenAI's ChatGPT. Now, there's another one that has just recently to the market because the Indian market, if you see, start developing their own workspace. So there's the thing that called Workspace is a place where you generally make your all tasks done to get the things incorporated. So we see is the presentation is ready. Yeah, it's ready. So I can ask him, give me in downloadable form. Give me downloadable form, and it will make it'll get this done. So how many of you have ever try this hassle that many times when you get a raw data like this? I mean, this is a raw data, we have it here, and I can see the data is not sorted. I have to sort the data, then I have to separate the data, then I have to prepare the charts, then I have to prepare the layouts. So I have kept a separate task view also, which we'll be using. So this is the primitive way of doing it. I mean, I'll just try to do one primitive way. I want to find out, let's say I have a question here. The question is simple. Calculate the total sales per salesman per item overall. Okay. So what I have to do first, I have to sort the salesperson out from here. And then I have to do the sum by salesperson wise, which is generally a normal process I can do, or I can make a pivot table for that. Okay. And we can see the presentation is here ready. So let's download the presentation. And we can just continue anyway. And the presentation is already okay. So that's the presentation for today we have, guys. And let me just give you a quick overview to all of you first. So this is a presentation, is AI powered presentation. We have the masterclass overview. The agenda is very clear. Introduction to spreadsheets basics. The core management skills we'll talk about, covering the formula, functions, and data organizations, technique essentials. The AI integration spreadsheets, how we can do that, and the practical applications of AI as well. We can use generate a lot of new features. Then the next part we have is the spreadsheets fundamentals. So when we talk about spreadsheet fundamentals, you need to understand all the spreadsheet have these columns and rows. Along with that, they've done the mathematical analysis or data analysis with you in help of doing that. Those all were a little used to done manually by us, but now it has been shifted to AI. When you just talk to AI, tell the AI, and AI will do the things in backend. Just now we have done with the presentation. I mean, it would have taken me an hour to prepare a PPT like this, but within a seconds I got it with the help of Microsoft Copilot itself. The next thing is core spreadsheet skills. The core skills we have the essential formulas, the logic algorithms, the lookups, and as well as the logic functions. With these all we can now easily be calculated with the help of AI, and this we will be watching in the practical when we will be doing this. Then organizing your data. I mean, data organization is something very much important. Why would I say this? Because whenever you prepare a report, whenever you prepare a presentation, you generally use to embed all the database there, like the charts, like filtering the data, like forecasting the data. These all can now be managed with the help of AI. You don't need to just go and jump in, read data again and again. AI can find the insights and can prepare even charts, graphs, logos, and everything for you. The next is AI integration in spreadsheets. Now, how you can integrate AI in your spreadsheets? So as we can see, our audience are using two different type of workspace spreadsheets. That the one people mentioned they are using Microsoft Excel. Other people said they're using Google Sheets. So if you're using Microsoft Excel, your AI integration will be done with the help of Copilot. And those who are using Google Sheets, they have to take care of the Gemini as their integration key and how they can use it. We will be learning right now, right away. The AI features in Google Excel Google Sheets, because now the audience is more comfortable with Excel Google Sheets, but we will talk about Zoho Sheets as well slightly at the end of the session. So Excel Copilots, it enables you to automate the tasks, create complex formulas as well, which generally takes a lot of time when we used to do back in, I mean, year before 2025 or 2024. If you go, you can see it, people used to do a lot of manual tasks, but now it is not possibly used to be by anyone. We do it all together by us. Now the last thing will be AI in action. Now why I wanted to move it here, because now we will be watching how AI generally work. Now the interesting part we will be forming is this. The first thing is, as we talk about, I wanted to calculate how much amount of total sum done by Alexander. So either I can do one thing, I can apply filter here. Like if I just have to apply filter, and I have to select Alexander, and then I can see the sum total revenue done by Alexander. I can just select this, and I can see the sum. It is somewhere about 2,31,000 rupees. Now, my manager or somebody has asked you to, I want the total sum of sale done by individual. The next thing, this was the manual basics what generally when people can do. The next step is called that. When I say the next is by using a pivot table. You can just select all and you can insert a pivot table. Okay, create a pivot table, the range we have. Correct. So we have a pivot table here. We just have to select the salesperson name here. And I got the salesperson name all here. Okay. Now what I have to do, I need to sales amount. So I just have to select the amount. Now we got the all amount ready here. Okay. So this is the second level of work. Okay. So I guess I've shown you guys that the level one is if somebody is using this data, can just filter it up and just find the total sum. If just somebody wanted to do a bit more ahead of that, which generally smart people, when they use these Excels used to do were this process. I mean, they just make a pivot table and they can do it now. Now, the smartest way people are doing these days with the help of AI itself. So my question was very simple. Let's break into the question, calculate the salesperson revenue, and we will see that whether this can do or not. We just set the data, we go to Copilot, and we just drop it here a question that this is the question, calculate the total sale per by a salesperson, overall item. And we just have to go ahead. And it will make the table for you. It will make analyzing for you. and it just get all those informations ready for you on the basis of what he able to read it. So can you see this? Now we have the total sum exactly similar. Okay, now it is also giving me total sale per item also, how much has been done. So if I have to do per item, again, I have to do manually filters, or I can have to just go here, or just a minute here. Yeah, okay, or we can go just change this pivot table instead of, just a minute, yeah. So instead of using pivot table with the salesperson, I can use it with what? We can change it to other person. I want to use items first, okay? So we can use items and then the sum. So you can see the cell phone is 28.83. So let's just go back and see in the Copilot, the answer is same or not. Just a minute, yeah. So that is, now you want the answer same. And we will check again. It will analyze again the same process for you and give it to you back. Fine. So we can see the television is 606987 and the cell phone is 2385. And we can see in our pivot table so this just wanted to give you a very basic idea. What is the analogy being followed by AI in this? What AI is doing in backend, you need to understand first. The primitive normal people does what? They just apply a filter and extract the information. The second version type of people do what? They prepare a pivot table and extract the auto calculations. Now, okay. So earlier what we used to do, we have a separate feature here in all this thing which we call in Microsoft Excel. We call that insert your layout presentations and all. But now let's just understand about this. I have taken the scenarios. Now the scenario number two, I have already shown you guys that how you can find the total number of sales. But my question is to all of you, and anyone can just go in chatbot and tell me, can anyone tell me? My question is very simple. The question is this is the question I want to ask for all the users who are using Excel. That find the top performer, salesman, or the best selling item. What would be that? So much difficult. That is why we used to do analysis. So if I just have to go, what analysis we used to do? Generally, we use pivot tables. So if I see on the pivot table, I can see the item that performed really well was home theater because it has given me 15 lakh rupees of revenue. And if I just change this up and I want to edit this pivot table and I want to say for the salesperson, then I can just difficult, right? But now with the help of AI, you're in Excel, you can just go here in the natural language. Let's say this question was given by me and you could just have to put it here. Just here, you just have to put it here and go ahead and see. It will read the data, it give the answers back to you. Can you see this? Now the problem is this, it has given the data in the dollar. I want in rupee, or I can be in yen or any other language, which is called conversion, which was back in time difficult if you do it manually, but here AI can do it real time. So I can ask, give me all in rupees. A quick, is Copilot embedded in 25 Excel version by difficult, or should I company take a separate license for it? So Mano, if you're using Microsoft O365, you can just ask your administrator to get and activate it for you from the backends. The admin guy who just offers you the login ID and passwords for your performance, he can activate it on the backends. If it is your personal if it is your personal account, you will see automatically it being getting enabled here. Got it. So you can see Alexander is the man who is the salesperson who performed really well. Just by looking at that, I can't do this. This is a small data I'm talking about team. This is just a small data which can be visible on your screen, even though we're not able to do that. Sometimes you could have thousands of data, ample amount of data, not even read it. That can be done with the help of AI in just fraction of seconds and minutes, which generally takes more time. Somebody who I can see people here being using more than 10 years Excel. And it also helped me find the television. So can I convert the entire item into somebody in Indian rupees as well? Now, this was what we call the general calculation, summarizing, analyzing data. If I have to make a chart of this automatically, again, I just have to go back and ask it to make it. But I will try one level here that generate a chart. And what my chart says, I want a chart for my salesman, okay? Because I have to put it in my presentation. So what I will do, I will just go here. I'll just go to my chat GPT again and sorry, my Copilot. And I'll ask the Copilot just a simple question here. Bar chart styles by salesman. That's it. Nothing more than that. and see what it does for you. The art is also important of the prompting here because prompt really work. Till 7:45, we'll go with Microsoft Excel, guys, and then we'll switch to Google Sheets since we lost 15 minutes, I think 10 minutes approximately here. So we'll see these features, which generally does really well. And so you can see the presentation is getting ready here. It is loading here, and it will now automatically give a visible presentations to you for all those charts. So now can you see the chart is ready for you, okay? Which generally takes time. I mean, as far as I remember, it takes time because you just have to select the data. You have to go and then insert the chart layout. You have to fix the chart type and colors and all. I can also ask convert in. You can ask to convert this in rupee. And it will convert the chart in rupee because your client may be asking in rupee. So you can have the same data with multiple way of presentations. Okay, so it is again getting prepared for you here. And now it's done. So that's the presentation, you have it here. Okay, it is in the rupee now. You can see which is now when we see the most performing person is Alexander, we can see it here. Then the second is Louis, then second is Signal, but you will not able to read from here. That is all being done by AI. You don't even need. Can you import it into the sheet? Then of course, we'll do it. We'll do the same data in the sheet. I'm sorry for you, but the same data is on the sheet as well. We will do the same thing on sheet as well. But since we have done a lot of things in Copilot, so Dana, you will get to know that somehow Google Sheets plays a better role in spreadsheet analysis with respect to Excel. Okay, can you import it in the sheet? Oh, yo, that is not that. That's what I'm saying to you. You just have to get this generation here, and then you have to just put it back to your presentation. That cannot be possibly here done. But yeah, you can put it. That is what I'm saying to you. This we will see when we will be doing in here in Google Sheets because that import is not really possible here. You can just put it. I mean, you can just copy it here and you can put it back here. Import. You want to put it here? Import. You can just copy it and put it here. It will upload it back up here. So when you go here, you can see your presentation is ready. Yeah, you can just work on it and make it the changes done as far as you need. So you can just add up all those layers here. But the linking is something which is limit to Microsoft Excel. You cannot link the data on the real-time basis, which is slightly better in Google Sheets, which we'll see later down the line. Okay, so just do one thing. Let's just go ahead and just do the same task in Sheets as well we can do. But before I do that, I wanted to make a pie chart for okay, it give me an idea. Would you like me to add labels to formatting inside the bar and pie chart? Let's do this. Now that is what we call, that is called regression. Basically, it keeps you telling about what needs to be done. It doesn't work on hidden trial basis. It really understands your request. And basis on that, it recommends you what could be the next probable outcome you are looking for. And that actually allows you to make your presentation and make your work much more better because sometimes you forget what could be the next step you are looking at when you are doing an analysis. Here, it really helps you to make it done for you. Okay, so that's how, okay, that's amongst a few things that you can do. Now you have it again here. You can just click on those items. If you wanted to put it here, you just have to copy it here. And then you just get it just below. We have a chart ready here. We want another chart here. We just put it here, back it. It will just get the things aligned here for us. And our presentation is slightly much ready, what we were looking for our outcome. But now there is a catch. The catch is simple. In my presentation, I have a team member here whose name is, I think I can take one. I can take Soma. So what Soma says to me that Anas, I'll be needing another column here. And my column says what? This should be named as performance. And this should have what? A drop down because I wanted to categorize them whether they are good or bad in terms of performance. So can anyone tell me what should be the process of putting a drop down here and then adding a column here? I mean, how much time did it take, or is it needs some efforts in this? Let's just do it with the help of Copilot. And when we go to Copilot, what we have to tell the Copilot, you all can see here, I'll put it on the screen. So I wanted to add, what I have to do is first add a column Now, this is natural language. When I'm saying it in natural language means that's how you get the request from clients or your bosses or somebody else. That is what you're talking to your person. You're not going to be very technical. You could be very simple. Add a column after column E, name it with what? Performance. Name it with performance. And then add a drop down from where you wanted to add a drop down from F2 to F21. Got it. So the range should be F2 to F21. And what should be in the drop down? Three categories: good, comma bad, comma average. So I don't know. I mean, if somebody who's new to Excel or somebody is new to Google Sheets, they don't know maybe how to do that. But those who know about it, they know that we have to go to conditional formatting or we have to go to data validations. Then we have to add a drop down. Then we have to name all those drop down. Then we have to drag it down and then we get it. That is all have been removed under this one line only. And we just have to put yes and we'll see it will be get ready and we'll see it really worked or not. Okay. So then when you just add it here, and can see it worked or not. So how to performance evaluate? So it just give me go to right click, name the column F1 performance type, select this all, and then you just have to learn. This is what they are doing. It is actually teaching me how to do that right away here. I mean, it is telling me how to do one by one step. It makes me understand what things I have to do right away if maybe I forgot how to do that or maybe I don't know how to do it. Okay. Now what we have to do, not just we have to switch it back to Microsoft Google Sheets and see if the same functions works how here. Now, if I go here and I just wanted to add what? I wanted to add in Google Sheets what? I have to add a column here and I wanted to add drop downs. That's what we have requested in Excel. So let's just do it. We will go to Gemini and the first thing that we will be going to ask, okay, I have saved it. I think I've saved one prompt. Okay, so let's just do this up. The prompt is saved here. We'll use the same because save the time because we are running short of time. So this is what we have to do it here. And I'll put the prompt, I'll pick it up. The question is add a new column in a workbook after the column F. Okay. The column F, just we have to add after column F, okay. And name it with the name, it's performance. We have to put the name performance. Add a drop down from G2 to G12, the G2 to G12, okay. And drop down content should be good, bad, and very good. So let's just give it a head and see what it does. So can you see this? I'll put it Control Z again to give you guys an understand again. Put it Control Z, review it again. Just a single prompt, make your database, get the drop down, get the data ready. And instead of column F, I can put it column G and just go to it and see. Got it? So can you go and see the drop down also? You got the drop down here. You don't need to make a drop down. So imagine if I have to make a drop down, I just have to right click. And what are the manual process we could do the drop down? We just have to right click here, or we just have to go to more features, then we go data validations, then we have to add rules, then we have to drop down. The first should be good, and the second should be, it could be good, and then, okay, the value should be good, and then the second value should be bad, and then average. So that is how when I've really done, I also need to check the colors. This needs to be in green, this needs to be in blue, this needs to be in orange, and then I'll submit. So this was manual. I mean, this was the manual one, okay? The manual one. And this was the AI one, correct? So when you do this, you got this all done here, but maybe I could make some mistakes. It did so clean and so presentable for me. Even I don't need it to done. This is one of the kind you can do. But now the problem is this, I have a team member right now in the session whose name is, let's say take Vaibhav is there. Now Vaibhav wants me what? Okay, Vaibhav wanted to review the presentation. The problem is this, Vaibhav want me to just look this data first presentable. Okay. So now how it will look presentable? The first thing it could look presentable is that I need this to be aligned A to Z. And I also want that the sale unit, which is greater than 50, should be green and less than 50 should be red. And all needs to be done right away. So what I have to do, the manual process, you guys know, you just have to select the data, you don't have to filter it down, and then you just have to apply. Let's just do it in the natural language. So my concern is very simple. The range is from A2 to A2021. That's the range I've selected. Can you see here? You can just, when you drag it down, this is not in Excel. Excel does an entire workbook. When Google Sheets, you can set a specific range. The time I'm changing the range, it is just changing the area where the prompt has to work. So if I select the whole data will be getting impacted. If I set the specific data, the specific will get only impacted. This functionality generally Google Sheets gives you, does not in Excel. So let's just do that. I want to work in all those data, and my prompt is very simple. That first thing is that sort the data with what? A to Z. Which column? Column sales man. Okay. Now it has to be get sorted like that. The next is what? Also highlight with red the sales amount less than what? 50 and sales amount now greater than 50 with green. Before I put the prompt into yes, I would love for you all to read this line. The Gemini in Workspace can make mistakes, so double check your responses. I would never say that it always give you good results. Maybe some prompt could have some flaws in me. It can impact your outcome of results. So the more and more when you spend time on this, you will able to identify what prompts generally your AI understands in Workspace. So let's just do it and see does it work it or not. So it does it, but there's a problem is that it is talking about the sales amount less than 50 should be highlighted in green and greater than should be red. The problem is this, there is nothing less than 50 in this category. It is all greater than. But this formula needs to be applied on unit sales, can make a difference. But if you see, it has sorted all A to Z. Alexander came first. Let me just do the control Z and you will see the previous data. So that was the previous data. And this is the new data after AI. It has sorted all the data for you automatically. It fixed this out everything. Now we have to just change the color part. So let's just take this up again and we'll put it here back again. Now it should not be the sales amount. It should be what? The units. The units. If we do it for the units less than this, and now see what it gives to you. So now you can see it understands immediately the units less than 50, it marks red and it also marked all of them A to Z. So it is understanding what you are right now doing right away on the real time basis. And the problem is this is now there. I just wanted to one more thing here. I wanted to add it here. What I wanted to add it here that if it is less than 95, it should mark as approved. What it should be approved. Okay. So what formula I can use here? If I have to make it, if the unit is greater than 95, it should approved for, let's say, incentive. Let's talk about incentives, okay? So can you tell me any formula which I can use it here to mark it down that if it is greater than 95, I mark it as an approved. So if this, let me try if first. This is what we will use, manual. Now after this, we will be using what? AI version. So I'll show you how AI works, but this time we'll use first the manual one. This is equal to F function. If this is what? Greater than what? I mean, let's just mark this value expression 50. The answer should be what? Approved. Approved. Else, not approved. Let's say not approved. I should put it like NA. So if C2 is correct, let's just make it up like this. Got it. So what we got here, we can just drag it down and we got those all approved people. But now I can see all of them have been approved. Let's change this down. Is there anything wrong I'm doing with formula and can tell me? Maybe it's greater than 50, it should give you approved. Why it is not giving me other option, can you even tell me? I mean, I'm confused. Maybe I'm doing wrong. Maybe doing, I don't know what I'm doing, but let's just understand. I know what mistakes I've been doing here. It is double quoted. Okay, just a minute. Let me just remove these double quotations. Got it. Right. JD said double quotation. That is what he found on the basis of his experiences. Now, the problem is this. Can somebody tell me if this is right or wrong? Anyone can just give me thumbs up. It is right. I think it is right. Logic is correct. Now, since I got this turn work done with the help of three people, with the help of Soma, Vaibhav, and JD, when they just found me that I was doing some mistakes in this. If you don't want anyone to just, if you want somebody who just on backend correct all those mistakes you have been doing without even using any formulas for you, so there is the thing that's called your Gemini. You just have to do this, put your Gemini. You just have to put it again. I'll tell you this is equal to, now you just have to use Gemini. Okay, when you say Gemini, now what syntax does Gemini generally ask for? The first thing you will give what function you want. Now, what I say if this, if I put it AI syntax here, let's say if I'll be using AI or we can use Gemini, but there is a feature in this also you can use that is equal to Copilot. Maybe they have enabled here. You can use same formula with Copilot and you can use the same sentence function here as well by using that. But let's just go here and we wanted to use AI. And the first thing what I want this to be counted. And what has to be done in this? If this. Now I will have to write whatever what I was talking to you. If this is greater than 50, the output I need is what? Approved. Otherwise, NA. Will this work, guys? I mean, I'm not sure will this work or not. But let's just see what it gives to you. Argument must be in range. Argument must be in range. So if let's talk about the Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Okay, somebody said Gemini. I will make it right now. I will make it bigger. So now I'll just make it quickly clear to all of you. The syntax is wrong. The first thing what we have to do, the formula data range must be mentioned, not be mentioned right now. Everything is absolutely. Thank you guys for helping me out. But let's just do a rewind. The formula is simple. You just need to use AI only. I was just trying to see whether you people have tried or not. All this you have to remove this range first. The first thing which you people have to give is the syntax. What do you want to summarize? I mean, what do you want to do in this case? Okay, this is the case which I've been looking to do. Okay, now what we have to do, we just have to put the comma and we just have to put the range. What I have to do here, I have to put it enter. Now AI will generate it for me. Okay. Now, can you see it has generally did all for me right away in seconds? I just want answers from three people who was helping me earlier to do that. Okay, to just let me know whether these functions really work well in this case or not. I think there was Vaibhav, there was JT who helped me out to work on this. But this is not limit to one thing. Now, what I would be say that what are you doing here? You just given some instructions in natural language to be performed. Okay. Now, so much the same you can try in Excel as well with the formula that's called Copilot. The same function will run. So we'll come here down the line when we'll just go for the final round. But what I'm trying to say is this, that there are a lot of functionality which has been enabled to remove your
20 hours.
the primitive task features which you have been doing. I mean, this you can learn more in depth to the different program of InfosecTrain, but we have a limitation of time. But you just wanted to understand. Now, just one more thing I wanted to know that if Alexander has cell television, I want it yes. If he has not cell television, I want no. You can do anything. This is getting powered by AI. Earlier, we have the bundles of formula. I mean, you mentioned about if. I have if as, I have some of, I have some max if. I don't want to go these on these formulas also. All I have to go what? I just have to go to my formula that's called AI. And what I want him to do, you just have to put what I want you to do. What I want you to do, what you want him to do, comma, where you want him to do. That's it. And you just have to close it and the work is done. What you wanted to do, where you wanted to do, that's what you have to tell him, and it will give you a result out over here. Okay. When just we're trying this at prompt, when you see guys, when we're trying this prompt, and we saw that Excel somehow missed us to give what? Let me remove this, the drop down. So just wanted to ask from any of you, do anyone think that Excel can automatically add drop downs just with the help of prompts and a column with the help of AI? We don't need to even just go to data validations and all. So let's just try this because we saw this Excel doing very well. Now let's just try this on Copilot and just put it here, the same prompt, add a new column in workbook, and we can just change the. So generally, I sometimes keep some mistakes in my prompt also to see whether performs well or not. You can also check to find out how your AI is actually responding to your prompt, which is an art of writing and communicating with AI. So that is, if you see, okay, so can you make separate workbook with the request I made? So what it is doing, it is preparing a workbook for me, which is now accessible to me. Now, JT, we will see the new workbook do have a formula performance or not. So you can see here, now can you see here, we got a performance and we got the drop down also. That's called good, bad, and very good. The only limitation with Excel in this that when you have to perform an autonomous task in Excel and you want it to be get implemented, which is a separate part of this entirety, you just need to get him asked to make a separate workbook. The workbook will be same. It just all implementations will be done in the sheet and you have to download it separately from here. Wherein when we were doing it in Google Sheets, when we will be you can't see it right away inserting here only. But if you do it in the Google Sheet, it will right away do it here itself only. Okay, so if just we have to remove this, let me just go to Control Z and we can see what we will be doing here. Okay, so when you see, when I have asked about adding the drop downs, you can see it added drop down right away here only. It does not give me a separate workbook, separate worksheets. So these are few limitations when you go to Excel has with respect to Google Sheets. So that's why Google Sheets take an edge on that. Now, let's me take to the final part of the session. We have a lot of things, but we wanted to do some spot patternings and identify the products that contribute most to the revenue. That is what a question generally your sales team or your data team asks for you. And I just wanted to go here and I can ask same thing in the Copilot. And just the question is here, identify the product that contributes most to the revenue. Can someone tell me just by looking at the data? As I think it's television or home theater. Now, can you see here, it has not only given you the result, it also formed a very presentable insights for you. I mean, I didn't ask it for it. I mean, you can see, I haven't even asked about this. It just did it automatically. It ran the contribution of revenue, televisions and all for me, home theaters and cell phones. It also gave you the contributions to total revenue with respect to that. That is 76% total revenue. With also, it also gave you the presentation of your chart as well, which you may need to, which you may have to show over the email. So let's just take a simple example. If I got an email from my client on the same thing, you just have to go, like if I have to just make a new email and if I have to just go for it, just a minute. Yes, yeah, that's my email. Let's say if I have to go it here, and if I have to make a report, all I can just get this all information which I've read. So here is the breakdown. Let's I can copy it here. Dear team, you spend just a minute to get the reports ready. Not only here, you get your chart as well. So you can just copy, got it, and put it here. So that's how you got half of your work done on a very initial level. So these are some initial level tasks which you can do. If this chart could be linkable, that would be best. Yeah, that would be, but that's the limitation of Google. That was the limitation of Microsoft Excel Copilot. But when you will be using the agent mode, let me show you where's the agent mode. Okay. So when you will be using the agent mode, that is now on Microsoft Copilot, Core 3, O365 or M365 you're using, whatever. When you go to the agent options and you can create your explore, create agents, you can make your own agent part who generally does the same thing for you in the agent group that is called Excel agent. So if you just go and Google it down, you can see they have enabled in M365 that is called your Excel agent or your Word agent or your PowerPoint presentations. They generally keep a linking ready. But if you go to Google Sheets, now JD, let's understand about the Google Sheet. You mentioned a very clear thing. Now, what we will do, we will just remove this data and I want the same presentation. Okay. Now I wanted to make him to prepare a graph here. So what I will do, the first thing I will ask him what? Let's just clear my history and I will not even do anything. I will just directly ask him to give analysis. Okay. Analysis insights of this entire report and my work is done. Now I'll be waiting it to analyze it, to prepare presentations and everything for me. By the time it is preparing, let me just open Google Slides for you guys, which I will show you that it really works well when you are linking it. So we will put one presentation here and we'll see that. So it's working here. There we go. Okay, so you get an option to insert as well as you get an option to export as well. So now I need graphs and insights with bar charts and pie. You can directly export it to doc as well. When I click to export on the doc, it is exporting for me while it is also analyzing. The two tasks can be performed simultaneously. I can click out here and my document is ready. So that was the insights I have actually got for my team. And you can see it is linked to the sheet. It can also show you, you click on the sheet, you can back to the same sheet where you was actually working. And when you go back here, I can see the insights analysis steps. Got it. So now this is linked. Now when I say it is linked, first we have saw that your presentation is linked with database. Now I want him to give me a presentation, or we can use the previous prompt as well. Where is the prompt we'll be using in Excel? There was Excel. It was here to see whether the same prompt work well or not. So what we need, calculate the total say performance and overall, or we can also ask the same thing. Prepare a bar chart. That was we have done. We just saw. Does the agent available in G Sheets? However, you don't need agents in G Sheets. I mean, they have a different feature that's called gem managers. Okay. I can tell you. Okay. For that, I need to go in Gemini. I'll show you. That is something different. That's called Gem Manager. Okay, you can do that as well. But in Microsoft Copilot or in Microsoft Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, you will be using Microsoft Agents. Okay, when you are using Google Sheets, that is part of Google Workspace. You will be using the Gem Managers. They are also like the similar people that does your work autonomously. But yeah, they are called Gem Managers, which will be separately the part of something different, which you can see. But before we go there, let me just try this, which what we are talking about. The same prompt which we have given to Excel was not showing me the linked information, but yeah, even you don't need agent, but it'll give you a link data. Let me just see this. So bar chart sales by salesman. Let's see. It will make the presentation for me. So the bar chart is ready. Okay. Now, if you insert it here, can you see when I insert this, it has built the table as well, and it has a connected chart as well. Now, let me show you one thing. If I do any changes to this, let's go to main change. I remove the Alexander's, let's say the revenue. If I remove it here, now if I go to the task to do, okay, the chart style. Let me take it here. So this is, if you see the sales name person here, I just have to keep the data alive. And now what I want to insert this where? Just a second. Now this was the generation of one chart, let's say. I will copy it and put it in my presentation here. Here you get a chance to link it immediately and link with spreadsheet and paste. So once I did the linking, now can you see that Alexander revenue, we want to reduce the revenue of Alexander. We'll see if you remove anything in the main sheet, the things will be get removed here as well. So let me just make Alexander's revenue to only 1200. And once I did the 1200, it has been reduced. Let me see here and just update this. It has been changed immediately. So these features, when what we're talking about, are enabled in Google Sheets when you're using Google Sheets. Vaibhav, I hope this makes sense to you. I mean, this is link, and I think somebody was asking to me. JD was asking to me, yeah. JD, can you see this? They are linked more here when you're using it on Excel, Google Sheets. They're more into other Excel because somehow few of them have some limitations, and because of those limitations, they just varied from each other. So that's one thing. And now generate the charts. So when we also generate the chart, it also identifies things automatically. So when I go here and I just have to put generate the charts, it will generate all probable charts possible in this presentation. It even doesn't ask you anything. It understands the need, the requirement, where to use what type of chart, the pie chart, the bar charts. It will make automatically all of things for you. Okay, and it also allows you to just gives the recommendations to create a format to get a total same is much better than with respect to Excel, but we have seen it here. Okay. So those are few things, but yeah, these are just a few key insights. I would love to guys have a view on this. I mean, how you can use it right away in Excel itself. But let me try one more prompt here. That is an advanced forecast the future sales historical data. Okay, that's the advanced feature. We'll try to check it an advanced feature that we can see here. So forecasting is one of the most critical tasks in any data analytics when you're using anywhere. But yeah, we will see does it well. Let this work forecasting here in the very real-time basis. Once you're done, we'll see the same thing on the Google Sheets as well. What measures you need to take it down, what correction measures you just need to work it out. It all explains you everything. I mean, that is how you need to work on it. So here's the proper forecasting. It has been done here. So here's a bar chart. First, he explains you about the things. Here's improve forecast and break down the forecast on salesman well. Create a dashboard. So not that's interesting part. I want to create a dashboard. That is what which we will be learning to build it down with the help of chart KPIs. Let it generate things. It will make the dashboards done. So you can download the dashboard as well. So it is in the form of HTML you can download and the forecast summary. So once you click on the forecast summary, now it will give you a separate spreadsheet. You can just check here what has been done by it. You can check the forecast. What could be the next period forecasting? What could be the next performance revenue based on the things that you have? We have a limited data. That is why forecasting will be limited to things. But if you have a big amount of data, it can even forecast your results. What could be the next probable outcome possibly there? So these are few things which generally you can perform on a very basic level. We were trying to identify. You can do what things we have done with today. Let me just sum it up. That you can summarize and analyze sales data, whatever or any data you have. You can create the visual dashboards as well with the help of AI now. You can do the spot patterns and insights. You can build that. You can automate the calculation that what we have seen right away right now that you can just build conditional formatting or you can put drop downs there and put some formula. The advanced feature that you can do the forecasting and you can also prepare the pivot table and export summary remote. So these are just a basic insights when the data is limited. When you have more data, you can also use it in the workspace environment. Now, what is workspace environment? I think InfosecTrain is coming with a webinar that's called Workspace AI, where you can just go and learn about entire workspace. Now, when I talk about the workspace, when I go to Copilot in my workspace, what I have? In my workspace, I have Excel. In my workspace, I have PowerPoint presentations. In my workspace, I have sheets and docs. So how you can link all of them together to use AI, not only one Excel only. Here we have learned about Excel. Now we talk about the Google Sheets as well. You saw how actually Google Sheets plays a better vital role with respect to Excel when you come to do and perform tasks. There is one interesting thing that somebody talked in the meeting that's called that's what we talk about how to use agents. So for that, just let me give a second. Let me see if I can use it or not. Okay, so I've been using this image to generate it. So when you go here and you just see, just a minute, you will see the gem managers part. So when you go to explore gem manager, that is where we can make our agents. So you can make your Gemini gem managers here. If you wanted to use autonomous tasks, what we are doing, we are giving prompts and let them do. Right now, what you want all those prompts to be saved at one place and you can use it. Similarly, you can use the same in Copilot as well in the agent mode. You can go to agent mode and create your own agents. and you can start using them directly inside your workbook. With Copilot, when you will do, when you click on the Copilot, you will go here, you will click here, and you will find to explore more agents. When you explore about the agents, you would have given the names to your agents, like Excel agents, Doc agents. That is the part of something different that we talk about. You can learn that thing in the InfosecTrain's different session. That is just a second. I have two messages. How can we ensure data is protected? Well, as I see, obviously AI in Gemini, Google Sheets functions more effective. Absolutely, absolutely correct, Ekna. How can we ensure data is protected? That is what you need to understand. That is what we are talking about, JD. There is another session of InfoSector is called Workspace AI. Now, what is Workspace AI? Let me give you a very simple example. Whatever work I have been doing, it is all getting saved in OneDrive. It is not going out of OneDrive. So your organization is already keeping information already in OneDrive. So that is not in your control. That is the part of your organizational control. Organization has given you to use Copilot. Organization has given you OneDrive. That is not in your hand. If something happens to OneDrive, is not your problem. But if you start getting these, let me give one more example. If what I will do, I just do what I have done. I just copy this data, and what I have done, I have gone to what Chat GPT here, the most famous and the free version available. I put it here and I asked him make a report. Now this is actually the game you should not have to do. Now what happened? You brought the data from your OneDrive to the server of ChatGPT. Maybe this data is not sensitive, or maybe it is sensitive. What it give it to you, it will start exploiting and violating the conditions. And then maybe you are using ChatGPT here only. You using what? You're using separately ChatGPT here only. But what has been done by ChatGPT now? Their data has been stored in their server. While when he was doing all those tasks here, even though it was using ChatGPT only, when I click here, can you see that it gives you option to try ChatGPT? You just have to put ChatGPT on, and it will be using the OpenAI ChatGPT feature, basically ChatGPT 5. So whenever you are using a workspace AI, you are always in a safe environment. So I recommend everyone to start using workspace AI when they're doing professional work. Now come to Google Sheets. I mean, if I go to Google Sheets, again, everything is saved in my Google Drive. Now, if things are getting saved in my Google Drive, it is none of my control because the drive is controlled by my organizations. They have given me data on Drive. That is the amazing part which you can learn in some different sessions, that you can even connect them via mail as well. I mean, when I was typing here, I can enable here, like if I can go and I can enable here is with this as well, that I can see my Gemini to just help me right away and make my things done. Even in the mail also, I can tag them to help me down. So those are different things which actually Gemini is getting as well as Copilot is also getting. But yeah,